The love and hip-hop world just went nuclear, and Sierra Gates is holding the detonator. In a move nobody saw coming, Sierra dropped what she calls undeniable proof against Mendeecees Harris, and she brought the receipts. We're talking screenshots, timestamps, voice notes, the kind of evidence that leaves no room for he said, she said. This all started after weeks of side-eye tension between the two, with whispers of private conversations, shady alliances, and backroom deals threatening to surface. But last night, Sierra took it public in the messiest way possible, going live, naming names. I'm showing the receipts to thousands of viewers in real time. Now, social media is in overdrive. Is this the final straw for Mendeecees' carefully built image, or just another wild twist in love and hip-hop's never-ending drama cycle? One thing's for sure, Sierra's not backing down. And the fallout could pull in way more cast members than anyone expected. The night started like any other on Sierra's social media. A few business posts, some behind-the-scenes clips from her salon, and a quick selfie in a designer outfit. But just after 9 p.m., her tone shifted. She posted a cryptic message to her Instagram story. "Tired of people playing with my name? It's time to clear the air." Within minutes, the speculation began. Some thought it was about a business deal gone wrong. Others assumed it was aimed at an ex or a rival cast member. No one guessed she was about to go live with one of the most explosive reveals in recent love and hip-hop memory. When Sierra hit that go live button, thousands of viewers poured in almost instantly. The comments section flooded with emojis, and guesses fans eager to know what she meant. She didn't waste any time with pleasantries. "I'm not here to play tonight," she began, her voice steady but sharp. "People out here lying, smiling in my face, acting like we're cool, but doing the most behind my back. And since they like to play dirty, I'm gonna show y'all the truth." Then she pulled out her phone, not the one she was streaming on, but another device. She turned the screen toward the camera and revealed a folder labeled receipts. The first image was a series of screenshots from what appeared to be text messages between her and Mendeecees. The messages were laced with flirty undertones and references to late-night meets, along with mentions of conversations they'd had off-camera. Sierra tapped through them slowly, letting her viewers read every word. The comments section exploded. Some fans were in shock. Others claimed it wasn't proof of anything more than a friendly relationship. But Sierra wasn't done. She played an audio clip, allegedly a voice note from Mendeecees, where he could be heard saying, "I can't say certain things around Yandi, but you already know what it is." The moment his voice came through, the chat went wild. People started tagging both Mendeecees and Yandi, demanding they join the live show. Sierra looked directly into the camera. "See? I didn't want to do this. But when somebody tries to play me like I'm lying, like I'm making stuff up for a storyline, nah, I'm not the one." She claimed Mendeecees had been reaching out to her for months, both during filming and off-season, and that he'd confided things to her he didn't want the rest of the cast to know. She hinted at conversations about other cast members, about his marriage, and about opportunities he wanted to pursue without Yandi's involvement. Halfway through the live show, Sierra's phone started blowing up with incoming calls, which she showed to the camera. "You see that? Now they want to talk," she said, declining each one. Viewers speculated in the comments that it was Mendeecees or members of the production team trying to shut her down. But Sierra was prepared. She revealed timestamps showing when the alleged messages were sent, pairing them with behind-the-scenes filming dates to argue that Mendeecees' public image didn't match his private actions. She scrolled to more screenshots, this time showing what she claimed were DMs on social media from him, sent late at night, often after episodes aired. Some were casual check-ins, but others hinted at inside jokes and references only the two of them would understand. As the live continued, Sierra addressed the inevitable criticism. "I know people are gonna say, why didn't you say this before? 'Cause I was trying to keep the peace. But sometimes people mistake your silence for weakness. They think they can keep doing dirt because you're not speaking on it. Well, I'm speaking now. The story gained momentum in real time. Within minutes, blogs began reposting clips from her live. Twitter threads popped up dissecting every screenshot, analyzing the language and the texts, and trying to match the timestamps to known events in the show. Fans debated whether this was genuine truth-telling or a calculated move to secure more screen time. Some sided with Ciara, praising her for standing up for herself. Others accused her of stirring up drama to stay relevant back on the live show. Ciara hinted that she had even more proof, but said she was saving it in case people try to twist the story. She refused to reveal certain details, claiming that some of the information could damage other people's relationships and businesses if it went public. "I'm not trying to ruin nobody's life," she said. "But I'm not gonna let anybody drag my name through the mud either." Then, just when it seemed she might end the live show, Ciara dropped another twist. She alleged that Mendeecees had confided in her about frustrations with his storyline on the show, complaining that producers wanted to portray him in a way that didn't match who he really was. According to Ciara, he'd even floated the idea of collaborating with her on a business venture, one that Yandi allegedly knew nothing about. The reaction from viewers was immediate and intense. Not the business venture behind Yandi's back, one comment read. Others questioned whether Ciara had receipts for that claim too, and she smiled knowingly. "I got more than enough, but some things I'm keeping to myself for now." By the time she ended the live show, her viewership had doubled. The comments were still flying, the screen filled with a mix of disbelief, support, and accusations. She signed off with a final warning. "Don't play with me. I'll match your energy every single time." Within an hour, the live show was trending on Twitter. Clips were reposted to Instagram by multiple gossip pages, some of which tagged Mendeecees directly. Fans flooded his comments, demanding a response, while Yandi's social media went eerily quiet. Production insiders allegedly began reaching out to blogs, suggesting that the situation was being handled internally, a phrase that only fueled more speculation. By the end of the night, Ciara had made her point. Whether or not every viewer believed her version of events, she had undeniably shifted the conversation. The private tension between her and Mendeecees was now very public, and the receipts she'd shown, real or not, were burned into the internet's memory. And, judging by the way she ended her life, it was clear she wasn't done yet. By the next morning, the internet was in full-blown chaos. Blog headlines screamed about Ciara's life, splashing screenshots of the alleged messages across their feeds. Hashtags like #Mendeecees receipts and #Ciara exposes started trending, drawing in not just love and hip-hop fans, but casual social media users who had no idea what was going on until their timelines were flooded with the story. Ciara didn't say much that morning. Later that evening, Ciara went live again, this time with even more viewers than before. She opened the stream by addressing Mendeecees' post and the claims that her receipts were fake. Out of context? Really? If it's out of context, then give the people the full story. Don't just try to discredit me because you made me beat you to the punch. She claimed she still had messages she hadn't shared, and that some of them included names of other people in their circle who could confirm her side of the story. Midway through the live show, Ciara shared another alleged voice note from Mendeecees. This one was longer, about 30 seconds, and included what sounded like him venting about filming schedules and frustrations with how certain scenes were edited. In the clip, he mentioned feeling trapped in situations for the sake of good TV. The context wasn't clear, but Ciara claimed it tied directly into her earlier allegations that Mendeecees had been confiding in her about his personal and professional frustrations. The viewers went wild, and the comments filled with demands for Yandi's response. People tagged her repeatedly, but she still hadn't addressed the situation directly. Instead, she posted a single story that read, "God fights my battles. Always has, always will." That line sparked its own wave of conversation. Some took it as a sign she believed Mendeecees was innocent, while others thought it meant she was staying silent until she had more leverage. Not long after, Ciara ended her second live show. A well-known podcast host announced they booked her for an exclusive interview. Fans flooded the host's page with questions. And clips from the promo trailer showed Ciara saying, "It's not about exposing somebody for clout. It's about telling my truth before someone tries to rewrite it." The interview was set to drop in 2 days, giving the internet just enough time to spiral deeper into theories. Behind the scenes, sources claimed production was scrambling. With the current season still filming, the drama had the potential to derail planned storylines. One insider alleged that producers were debating whether to lean into the scandal for ratings or try to contain it before it overshadowed the rest of the cast. In the meantime, cast members were reportedly warned not to post anything that could escalate the situation further. Though that didn't stop a few from dropping subtle shade on their stories. The next day, another twist hit. An anonymous tipster sent a popular gossip page a photo of Ciara and Mendeecees together at what appeared to be a private dinner. The source claimed the photo was taken months earlier and that it wasn't related to any on-camera scene. The image quickly went viral, with fans arguing over whether it proved anything romantic or was simply a business meeting. Ciara liked several fan comments that defended her, while Mendeecees ignored the photo entirely. By now, the conversation had evolved beyond just Ciara and Mendeecees. Viewers started revisiting old episodes, looking for signs of tension or chemistry between them that might support Ciara's claims. Some pointed out moments where Mendeecees seemed unusually protective or complimentary toward her. Others said it was all editing tricks meant to stir up speculation. As the days passed, anticipation for Ciara's podcast interview grew. Blogs reposted old clips of her and Mendeecees together, while Twitter users made memes about the receipts folder she'd shown on live. The scandal had officially crossed into mainstream entertainment coverage, with even non-love and hip-hop outlets picking up the story. By the end of that week, the stage was set. Ciara had hinted she wasn't finished talking. Mendeecees continued to deny wrongdoing without addressing specific details, and fans were more invested than ever, knowing that the next move from either side could change the entire narrative. When the day of the podcast interview finally arrived, the energy on social media was electric. The comments section under the host's teaser post had already turned into a war zone, with half the audience cheering Ciara on and the other half accusing her of dragging Mendeecees for publicity. The podcast went live at 8 p.m. and within minutes, clips began flooding the internet. Ciara walked into the interview poised and confident. From the first question, she made it clear that she wasn't backing down from anything she had said. Before, she doubled down on her claims that Mendeecees had reached out to her consistently, both during and outside of filming, and that he had shared information with her that could potentially shift the way fans saw him. She explained that she hadn't come forward sooner because she wanted to give him the chance to handle the situation privately. But according to Ciara, that chance was wasted when Mendeecees allegedly began making comments behind her back, suggesting she was thirsty for a storyline and using his name to stay relevant. "That's when I knew," she told the host. "If you're gonna try to paint me as a liar, I'm gonna show people exactly why I said what I said." She then revealed more alleged messages. One she said she had intentionally held back during her live streams. These weren't just texts. They included photos of event passes and call sheets with Mendeecees' name on them, alongside private messages where he supposedly asked if she was going to be at certain events. Ciara claimed these were examples of him trying to create off-camera moments that production wouldn't know about. The host pushed her to clarify if she believed Mendeecees' intentions were romantic or strictly business. Ciara smirked before answering, "Let's just say if they were strictly business. A lot of those late-night messages wouldn't make sense." That answer sent social media into overdrive. with fans immediately screenshotting and sharing the clip. The conversation took another turn when Ciara addressed the infamous dinner photo. She admitted it was real, but insisted it wasn't a date. According to her, Mendeecees had invited her to discuss potential brand collaborations, but the conversation veered into personal territory. She wouldn't go into detail about what was said, claiming she wasn't ready to release that information yet, just when it seemed the interview was winding down. Ciara dropped what might have been the most damaging piece of information. Yet, she claimed she had messages from another cast member, warning her to be careful around Mendeecees because he likes to play both sides. The host asked if she would reveal who sent the warning, but Ciara refused, saying she didn't want to drag more people into it unless they chose to speak for themselves. By the time the podcast ended, Ciara had trended on Twitter for the third time in a week. Blogs clipped every juicy soundbite, and YouTube channels dedicated to love and hip-hop drama began uploading hour-long breakdowns of the situation. Fans dissected her body language, her tone, and even the order in which she revealed her receipts. Meanwhile, Mendeecees' side was eerily quiet. He posted nothing that night, no story, no cryptic caption, which only fueled more speculation. Some fans interpreted his silence as guilt, while others believed he was letting the noise die down before making his move. The following day, a new wrinkle emerged. An unverified account claimed to have screenshots of conversations between Mendeecees, and yet another woman, implying Ciara might not be the only one with receipts. The account refused to post the screenshots publicly, instead teasing that they might release them to a specific blog. Ciara reposted a fan comment about it with 3 laughing emojis, which people took as a sign she already knew about the other woman. Production sources, speaking anonymously, hinted that the scandal was now too big to ignore. Word spread that upcoming episodes were being reworked to address the drama on camera. One insider even suggested that there was talk of a special reunion-style segment just by the end of the month. The cast was spotted filming what sources described as a highly tense group scene involving both Ciara and Mendeecees. Witnesses claimed voices were raised, security was on edge, and at least one cast member stormed off set. Whether or not the full truth would ever be revealed was anyone's guess. But one thing was certain: Ciara's decision to pull out her receipts had permanently altered the dynamics within the cast. Even as the season moved forward, the shadow of the scandal hung over every event, every interaction, and every storyline. And for Ciara, it seemed the war of receipts was far from over. If you thought this season of Love and Hip Hop couldn't get any messier, Ciara's bombshell receipts just proved otherwise. But the big question remains: do you believe her version of events, or do you think Mendeecees is right about the out-of-context claims? The receipts are out, the interviews are public, and now it's up to the fans to decide whose side they're really on. One thing's for sure: this drama isn't going anywhere anytime soon, and the next episode could drop even more twists. So make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, and stay locked in right here. Because when the next piece of this puzzle falls into place, you're going to want to be the first to know. Drop your thoughts in the comments, Team Ciara or Team Mendeecees. The war of receipts has just begun.